1, 2, 3, 4 years completed, but time just will not stop. In terms of quests released per year, this one sits at the top. 23 full years of questing, Caves of Bank must stay alive. RuneScape 3 Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, questing through 2005. Welcome back to May 31st, 2005. Lots of updates today. We'll get right into it. On June 6th, 2005, having some website maintenance. No queries or message censor for a few hours. Not a huge deal. Unless things go horribly wrong. But they didn't, so there you go. Behind the scenes for June, it is Random Updates Month. No coherent theme between anything. That's okay. We got Seeds, a large rune crafting update, in-game guides, Rogue's Den, Temple Knights, NPC versus NPC combat, all kinds of stuff happening. And we're really going to start here with the Lumbridge Guide. He now exists. Talk to him and get some helpful info. Greetings, adventurer. How may I help you? Who are you? I'm Phileas, the Lumbridge Sage. In times past, many people came from all around to ask me for advice. My renown seems to have diminished somewhat in recent years, though. Can I help you with anything? Tell me about Lumbridge. Lumbridge is one of the older towns in the human-controlled kingdoms. It was founded over 200 years ago, towards the end of the Fourth Age. It is called Lumbridge because of this bridge built over the River Lum. The town is governed by Duke Horatio, who was a good friend of our monarch, King Roald of Misthalin. Recently, however, there have been great changes due to the Battle of Lumbridge. Doesn't exist. Don't worry about it. No battle. No battles have happened. Didn't last for months. Saradomin wasn't here. Don't worry about it. I need guidance. Give me information about basic interactions, camera rotation, navigation, lodestones later, money, shops, banks, food and health, tools in the tool belt, quests, skills, all kinds of stuff you can ask about. We're a little bit past needing brand new player advice though, but that's fine. So, very helpful for new players to get a little bit more information after they've left Tutorial Island. So, that's nice. And we also got a few other guys here. Donnie and G. Walking around Lumbridge, having a good time. Oh there, can I help you? And they also have some helpful information. Like, where are we? We're in Lumbridge. Any quests I can do? Tells you about local starter quests, like Cook's Assistant. That's going to tell about the battle that hasn't happened yet. And haircuts over in Valdor. So that's fun. Just some more helpful information for new players. Eventually there's going to be even more systems and people and tutors and all kinds of stuff. Really is quite the system here. Lumbridge being the starter town. Even that is no longer really the case. And there's a whole new player experience over in Burthorpe and Taverley. But that's not for a little while still. So, not too worried about it. One other thing that we get here, continuing the helping new players out with information and stuff, is the wise old man in Draenor. We'll have a chat with him. He's moved in right near the bank here. Talk to wise old man. Hello there. Greetings, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. So, you're a wise old man, huh? Less of the old man, if you please. But yes, I suppose you could say that. I prefer to think of myself as a sage. So what's a sage doing here? I've spent most of my life studying this world, which we live. I've strode through the depths of the deadliest dungeons, roamed the murky jungles of Karamja, meditated on the glories of Saradomin on Entrana, and read dusty tomes in the library of Varrock. Now I'm not as young as I used to be. I'm settling here, where it's peaceful. That's quite an exciting life you've had. Exciting? Yes, I suppose so. Now I'm here, perhaps I could offer you the benefit of my expertise and wisdom. Thanks. So, how can you help me? Well, I imagine you've gathered up quite a lot of stuff on your travels. Things you used for quests a long time ago that you don't need now. If you like, I can look through your bank and see if there's anything you can chuck away. Alternatively, you can bring items here and show them to me. If I think that's something you don't need, I'll let you know. I might even be willing to buy it. So to help me clear junk out of my bank? Yes, that's right. I'd be happy to chat with you about the wonders of this world. Could you check my bank for junk? Certainly, but I should warn you that I don't know about all items. It's found one item, a Crown of Loyalty 2. That is a membership thing, which is apparently in my bank. That can't be allowed. These just pop up automatically. Get out of here. Get out of here. 0. 0 items. Just destroy that. You get back from Diango and Drainer, or the bank interface. Yeah, it's fine. So that takes care of that. Back to the wise old man here. Anything I can do for you? I'm sure I can think of a few little jobs. This won't be a quest, mind you, just a little favor. I need a few bronze daggers to keep the goblins at bay. Please bring me 7. This is the wise old man tasks system. I'm not really going to do that. He asks you for a wide variety of random bits, and then also letter deliveries, and gives you rewards of a little bit of prayer experience and some random low-level items. Runes, ores, seeds, coins, gems, herbs. Nothing super crazy. And there's also a thing under the bed up here, which you can kick the thing. Be very mysterious. Yeah, not something we really need to worry about. Like I said, one of the things you can give is seeds. And seeds are a thing now. Shocking. Specifically for the farming skill coming next month. Let you get some seeds to stock up before you get to plant them all. And here in Drainer Village, where you can get most of them. Talk to Olivia here. Would like to trade in seeds? Yes. She's got a variety of seeds here. Not a huge number of anything, but it's a start. And then we can ask her about where to get higher level seeds. Master farmers usually carry a few higher level seeds around with them, although I don't know if they'd want to part with them for any price, to be honest. Master farmers, like Martin here. You can pickpocket them for even more seeds. You can also get seeds as drops from a wide variety of monsters, and from birds' nests, which are now a thing. You can get nests from woodcutting. They can have seeds, or rings, or just be empty. There is no crushed bird nest yet, that is later. So you can just get some random bits from birds. So that's another way to get some other kinds of seeds. There's a lot of different kinds of seeds, and you would be wanting to stock up on a whole bunch of them and put them in your bank. But obviously we can't do that. So really don't want to clutter our inventory up with a pile of seeds just yet. Later, we totally will though. Probably going to steal some from the stall. Maybe not. We can get most of all those that we really want from just, even from master farmers. There are a few master farmers around the game, so that'll be fine. Also, on the day here, the Podnovnich General Store now works as a regular general store. Previously, you couldn't, like, sell things to it. Now you can. Not that you really need to do that, but it's an option now. The Makeover Mage, Hairdresser, and Thessalia are still free for a limited time to keep working on changing things around. See what you like with the new models and all that. And more bank space for all those seeds that you're getting. Because, my goodness, there's a lot of seeds to be had. Very helpful to have more bank space. Or at least, I assume it would be. I don't have a bank. I got 1,000 free spaces in there. Not using a single one of them. And lastly, over near Ardoin, the battlefield is more of a battlefield. With the new NPC versus NPC technology. Currently, a lot of them seem to be safe spotting themselves. These guys, he's trying to attack that gnome. That gnome's just chilling. I guess the raptor's here. But yes, the gnomes and the Khazard can fight. This Khazard trooper has got himself safe spotted by this gnome. Wild stuff. Wild stuff. This will happen in a few more places eventually. Just an interesting world building kind of thing going on. So that's nice. On June 13th, 2005, the things you can bring into Castle Wars have been tightened up. Now you can only bring wearable items, potions, and runes. And you can no longer cast high-level alchemy during Castle Wars. People would go into Castle Wars, just sit around alching things, while hoping that their team wins the game for them. Or also just sabotaging. That's also a thing that people do. Quite the mess. Quite the mess. Ah, get the gnomes, he says. Yeah, good luck with that. Back over at the Ardoin Market, paladins are more aware of thieves, and will try to stop you when thieving from some of the higher level stalls there. Runes in shops now restock faster, which would be great for us, since we want to buy some runes sometimes. But that's no longer the case. We're rocking the 24 hours personalized shops restock rates, which are not great. Not great at all. But if you want to get your runes from rune crafting, there's now a few new options there too. Tiaras now exist. Make it out of a silver bar, and you got a tiara you can wear on your head. Bring your talisman and your tiara to a rune crafting altar, and you can combine them to make a talisman tiara. For free-to-play altars, you can make them on free-to-play, but the rest are obviously members only. But it just saves you an inventory slot while rune crafting, and you can also go directly into the altars instead of having to use the talisman every time. So that's convenient. The next rune crafting edition is combination runes. Bring runes and talismans to another altar. You can combine the elemental runes. Combine air and water. Get mist, fire and earth, lava, and every other possibility. The benefits of combination runes is having both types of runes in one inventory slot. So if you got a spell that needs water and earth runes, just bring some mud runes, and you're good to go. Bring 2 different combination runes. You can have all 4 elements in 2 slots. Can be beneficial, but it's a little difficult to make them. And you can even fail to make the combination runes. So there's a new binding necklace made out of an enchanted emerald necklace, which allows you to succeed more, which is nice. There's going to be some combination runes stuff we need to do later. But not too worried about that right now. And the last rune crafting update here brings us over to Edgeville. Heading out from Edgeville into the wilderness, we can now find a Mage of Zamorak. Just chilling out here next to all the skeletons. And would have been iron here or something. For a new mini quest. Enter the Abyss. Requires rune mysteries, no items, short and easy. Except, meet me in Varrock's Chaos Temple. Here is not the place to talk. We're talking? I already told you, meet me in the Varrock Chaos Temple. Alright. Conversating in the wilderness, generally not a good plan. So that's totally fair. Totally fair. Let's go talk to him at the Varrock Chaos Temple. Presumably, he has a quicker way to get here, because we teleported right over here. Open the door to here. And the Mage of Zamorak is Zamorakian altar here. Very spooky. Ah, you again. What was it you wanted? The wilderness is hardly the appropriate place for a conversation now, is it? I'd like to buy some runes. I do not conduct business in this pathetic city. Speak to me in the wilderness if you desire to purchase runes from me. Oh, please. No. Please? No. Please with sugar and cherries on top? No. Please? Stranger, I warn you, I have a low tolerance for idiocy. Now, are you going to stand here all day annoying me, or is there something that you actually wanted? I'm going to stand here and ignore you. Actually, that standing here and ignoring you thing sounds pretty good. Please, 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 be quiet or be dead. Wow, what a grouch. Anyways, where do you get your runes from? No offense, but people around here don't exactly like your type. My type? Explain. You know, scary bearded men in dark clothing with unhealthy obsessions with destruction and stuff. Well, you may be right. The foolish Ceredominists that own this pathetic city don't appreciate loyal Zamorakians. It is true. So you can't be getting your runes anywhere around here. That is correct, stranger. The Zamorakian Brotherhood has a method of manufacturing runes that it keeps a closely guarded secret. Oh, you mean the whole teleporting to the rune essence mine, mining some essence, then using the talismans to locate the rune temples, then binding runes there? I know all about it. What? But you... Tell me, this is important. You have access to the rune essence mine? The Ceredominus wizards will cast their teleport spell for you? You mean they won't cast it for you? No, not at all. Ever since the Ceredominus wizards betrayed us 100 years ago and blamed us for the destruction of the wizard's tower, they've refused to share information with our order. We occasionally manage to plunder small samples of rune essence. We've had to make do without a reliable supply. But if they trust you, this changes everything. How do you mean? For many years, there's been a struggle for power on this world. You may dispute the morality of each side as you wish, but the stalemate that exists between my lord Zamorak and the pathetic meddling fool Ceredomin has meant that our struggles have become more secretive. We exist in a cold war, if you will, each side fearful of letting the other gain too much power, and each side equally fearful of entering into open warfare for fear of bringing our struggles to the attention of other beings. You mean Gothics? Indeed, amongst others. But since the destruction of the first tower, the Ceredominus wizards have had exclusive access to the rune essence mine, which has shifted the balance of power dangerously towards one side. I implore you, adventurer, you may or may not agree with my aims, but you cannot allow such a shift in the balance of power to continue. Will you help me and my fellow Zamorakians to access the essence mine? In return, I will share with you the research we have gathered. Help the Zamorakian mage? Sure. Okay, I'll help you. What can I do? All I need from you is the spell that will teleport me to the essence mine. That should be sufficient for the armies of Zamorak to once more begin stockpiling magic for war. Oh, I I don't actually know that spell. What? Then how do you access the location? Oh well, people who do know the spell teleport me there directly. Apparently they wouldn't teach it to me to try to keep the location secret. Yes, I see. Very well then. You may still assist us in finding this mysterious essence mine. How would I do that? Here, take this scrying orb. I've cast a standard cipher spell upon it, so that it will absorb magical energies that it is exposed to. Bring it with you and teleport to the essence mine location. It will absorb the mechanics of the spell and allow us to reverse engineer the magic behind it. The important part is that you must teleport to the essence location from 3 entirely separate locations. More than 3 may be helpful to us, but we need a minimum of 3 in order to triangulate the position of this essence mine. Is that all clear, stranger? Yeah, I think so. Good. If you encounter any difficulties, speak to me again. Scryen orb. Looking great. Contains a cipher spell. We just need to teleport to the essence mine from 3 places. First one, very easy here, with Aubrey. Teleport. Enter Disney Malenko. They totally just say the spell. There's probably more things included in that. That's one. Another easy one to get to is in Ardoin with Wizard Property right here. We don't really make too much use of going to the Rune Essence Mine, especially since we have 11 rune crafting here, but that's going to be changing soon. Teleport with Wizard Property, and that brings us to the Essence Mine here. First time from Property, because there's an achievement. Wild stuff. Then for the third, we've got a few options. We could go to the Wizard's Tower, or we could go to the Grand Tree. I think we can just go to the Grand Tree. Wizard's Tower, we can just get there from teleporting to Lumbridge. That'd be fine. Grand Tree, we're just going to go take the Spirit Trees over there. That'll work. That'll work. Gotta love the Spirit Trees. Very nice transportation option. Over here, in the corner, enter the cave to talk to Brimstale. Or not really talk to, or just teleport. Whee! Gonna be doing some stuff down here later. And that is right here. Scrying Orb has absorbed enough teleport information. Don't think there's any benefit from going to another spot. That gets the job done. For the Zamorakian Wizard over here. Gonna get some Zamorakian magic piling up for war. Sounds like a great plan. But we'll get rewarded, so I'm okay with it. We return. Well, have you managed to use my scrying orb to obtain the information yet? Yes, I have. I've got it right here. Excellent. Give it here, and I shall explain the findings. Speak to me in a small while. So, that's my end of the deal, Upheld. What do I get in return? Indeed, a deal is always a deal. I offer you 3 things as reward for your efforts on behalf of my Lord Zamorak. The first is knowledge. I offer you my collected research on the Abyss. I also offer you 1,000 points of experience in runecrafting for your trouble. Your second gift is convenience. Here you may take this pouch I discovered amidst my research. You find it to have certain interesting properties. Your final gift is that of movement. I will now offer you a teleport to the Abyss whenever you should require it. Huh? Abyss? What are you talking about? You told me you would help me with runecrafting. And so I have done. Read my research notes, they may enlighten you somewhat. Mini quest. Complete. 1,000 runecrafting XP, small palace, abyssal book, access to the Abyss. And that is 15 runecrafting. Wild. Got a bunch of stuff here, going from 11 to 15 directly. Mud runes, fire runes, smoke runes, and 2 mind runes per essence. All those exist now. Fireballs, fire esslings, and ice platforms do not. Read Abyssal Book. A compendium of research into chaotic space, author unknown. The strange dimension that we have named abyssal space is something of an enigma. It was first discovered during a routine teleportation experiment that seemingly went wrong. We are still not sure as to what caused this teleportation failure, but the discovery of a previously unknown dimension led to a flurry of research for the Zamrakian Magical Institute, henceforth known within this document as the ZMI. Under direct orders to examine this dimension, I feel I can accurately state the following conclusions. Conclusion 1. Abyssal space is not a dimension in the way that we understand the term from examples such as Zenaris or Frenescae. Rather, is the name we have given the dimension that exists between other more developed dimensions, the glue that keeps each dimension together, yet separate, if you will. The abyssal space's existence at the fringe of reality means that it does not conform to the same guidelines of space and time as Gielinor does. You may enter it and then leave it from an identical spot, yet reappear many hundreds of miles at your target destination, the teleportation phenomenon that we use daily. From this basic concept, I have extrapolated that all teleport magics in fact use abyssal space to make the passing of great distances occur in a very short space of time from our perspective. What is actually happening is that the spellcaster is entering abyssal space and then immediately leaving again, with certain values as to speed and direction being taken care of in our spellcasting to allow some degree of precision in these teleports. More worryingly, it seems apparent that the barriers between our dimensional space and the abyssal space have become somewhat weakened through excessive use. There have been isolated reports within the ZMI that creatures not native to our dimension have entered Gielinor through abyssal space, as well as the teleport malfunction that first resulted in our discovery of this dimension. I strongly recommend that further research is taken. If the barriers between these dimensions are sufficiently weakened, there may exist the possibility of an alternate method to proceed with Operation Transient without alerting the other deities to our plans. Conclusion 2. When we've accepted that abyssal space is somewhat of a tesseract or hypercube within a direct relation to our dimension, then the benefits of exploiting this resource become more obvious. Certain creatures of the abyss contain unnecessary surplus organs that may be harvested to produce carrying pouches for various magically unstable objects. I ran some experiments with sample XJ13, also known as Rune Essence, and managed to place 6 parts in a space that would seemingly only hold 1. Continued experimentation with these stolen samples showed that moving items between our dimension and abyssal space degraded the use of these pouches, but a simple transfiguration spell, when cast within the abyss upon these pouches, restored their usage back to the original results. Should we ever locate the source of these essences that the wizard's tower seems to have an endless supply of, I would strongly recommend the harvesting of these creatures for their organs so as to maximize the efficiency of our rune manufacturing process. Some degree of caution will be necessary, as the creatures of the abyss are seemingly very aggressive. Conclusion 3. Our first discovery of abyssal space was somewhat of a fluke, and not easily repeatable fluke at that. It proved exceedingly difficult to find the correct mystical resonance for this dimension, due to my original belief that abyssal space is not a fully fledged dimension of its own, so we've had to resort to unusual methods to gain permanent access to this realm. We took a large number of initiates and gave them each supplies to cast a portal spell. We then had them repeatedly teleport to various locations, seeking to replicate the original error that caused the first entry into abyssal space. Once one of our initiates had managed to fail his teleport and appear in the abyssal space, he was then charged with remaining there and holding a portal open so that the more senior members of the ZMI could gain entry via his portal. The initiate is still there, and due to the intense concentration required to keep the portal open, it is my recommendation that we leave him there, holding the bridge open for us. As an initiate, he is always expendable should something go wrong, and the slow passage of time within abyssal space means we don't need to worry about feeding him or anything. At the time of writing, this portal is still active and will allow us to teleport people at will into abyssal space. The only downside to this method of teleportation is that we are using magic provided to us by Lord Zamorak himself, so anybody who uses this teleport will inevitably be marked by him, or become scolded, as the common folk put it. An interesting side effect of this portal is that various teleports within abyssal space were opened up by its casting. These teleports seem to lead to mysterious temples dedicated to various magical elements, which I believe are directly related to the rumors we have intercepted of the rediscovery of runecrafting by the Wizard's Tower. Sadly, we must conclude from these temples that the rumors are indeed true, that the destruction of the Wizard's Tower had been in vain, as was the sacrifice of those who died to try to prevent the meddling ceremonists from gaining access to the creation of magical runes. I've detailed my findings related to runecrafting in a separate document, and passed it on to my superiors, along with my recommendations on how best to thwart their research further. Till a final decision is taken, I suggest we make the best of a bad situation, and increase our own rune production to full manufacturing capabilities. I've already ordered buyers to purchase as much sample XJ13 as can be bought, and hire some mercenaries to sabotage the research efforts of the Wizard's Tower, or, failing that, to provide us some insight into where their steady supply of these essence are coming from. Until my next report, I remain as loyal as ever, a loyal servant. Strength through chaos. Alright, so this abyss place, is it dangerous? Well, the creatures there are particularly offensive. You mean they smell? No, I mean they hunt and attack any visitors to their dimension on sight. This is not the danger, however. It's not? No. Unfortunately, the magic we have had to use to retain a portal to the abyss, open and effective, is derived from Lord Zamorak himself. And that's a bad thing somehow? Well, he has his occasional quirks. In this case, it means that when you enter this dimension, your prayer will be drained. This makes it somewhat more dangerous than other places you may be used to. I see. Was there anything else you wanted? Could you teleport me there now? I'd like to go to the abyss. No, not from here. The use of my Lord Zamorak's magic in this land will draw too much attention to myself. Meet me in the wilderness where you spoke to me before, and I can teleport you from there. I trust you do not wish to have too lengthy a conversation in such a dangerous place. You're right, I don't. I should be able to improve my stock of runes thanks to your assistance locating the essence site too, so feel free to stop by if you require any specific runes. Okay, thanks. To the abyss. Hanging out in the wilderness. Just for a second here. Trade the Mage of Zamorak. He's got some runes here. Not all the runes, unfortunately, so still not a great shop. Before doing the mini quest, he has body runes. After, they switch to blood runes. So that's something. And don't worry about this skull thing here. That's not a thing yet. We can also be teleported to the abyss. Very fun. We just get whacked by a bunch of these guys, taking tons and tons of damage. So we need to try to get out of here to the middle ring. Here we have access to all the runecrafting altars and the Dark Mage. Chilling here. Keeping the portal open. Hello there. Quiet. You must not break my concentration. Why not? Well, if my concentration is broken while keeping this gate open, then, if we are lucky, everyone within a 1 mile radius will either have their heads explode or be consumed internally by the creatures of the abyss. And if we are unlucky? If we are unlucky, then the entire universe will begin to fold in upon itself, and all reality as we know it will be annihilated in a single stroke. So leave me alone. What are you doing here? Do you mean what I'm doing here in abyssal space, or are you asking me what I consider my ultimate role to be in this voyage that we call life? The first one? By remaining here and holding this portal open, I'm providing a permanent link between normal space and this strange dimension that we call abyssal space. As long as this spell remains in effect, we have the ability to teleport into abyssal space at will. Now leave me be. I can afford no distraction in my task. Okay, sorry. I am attempting to subdue the elemental mechanisms of the universe to my will. Inane chatter from random idiots is not helping me achieve this. You can also repair the pouches. We have the small pouch from the mini quest. We can get the other ones from fighting the abyssal guys out here. That's for rune crafting. So that's something. We will do that later. Be destroyed permanently and not reclaimable. I have to get it as a drop. That's fine. So that is the Abyss. Very exciting. And much more useful if you have Amulets of Glory to teleport to Edgeville to come back through here over and over. A new way of rune crafting. Significantly quicker than other ones. Which we really will not be able to make any use of here. Well, that's okay. Continuing on. On June 22nd, 2005, the female player model was reworked to more compromise on what it looked like. Some people were not too happy with the original rework. It was a little bit much. Let's just say that. Down at the duel arena, the options screen has improved, so you can see what kind of duel you're getting yourself into more reliably. Make X cannonballs is now an option, so you can just go through your entire inventory of cannonballs. But the XP was also reduced slightly, since it is incredibly AFK making cannonballs. The tiara molds for making the runecrafting tiaras weigh only 1 kilogram now, down from 20. Apparently the mold was made of rocks or something ridiculous. And a bug with the Barrow's rune rewards has been fixed. For a week it was given the wrong amount of runes. For an actual update, we need to go to Burthorpe. Down a trap door in the inn here, we can go to the Rogue's Den. Got a few fun things down here. Got a bank and a fire. Martin Thwaite here. You know, it's sometimes funny how things work out. I lose some gold but find an item. I lose an item and find some gold. No one ever knows what's gone where, you know? What? Yeah, I know what you mean. Found anything recently? This is his store. He sells rope, lockpick, which is fantastic. Much easier way to get lockpicks now. Chisel, knife, a stethoscope, which we're going to get one of those. A couple knives and claws, which are also interesting. Talk to him again. No more information. And then Brian O. Richard here. Arg, it's a disaster. Or what? Making more money than I've ever made in my life. My services are in greater demand than ever. My facilities are at peak efficiency. You don't seem overjoyed. Overjoyed? Will you not listen to me? I'm ruined. Alright, now I'm entirely confused. Plan to explain anytime soon? I would, but I'm a busy man. I'm afraid you're not in a position to help me yet. Flash Powder Factory is not a thing. Originally, you can go down into the Rogue's Den minigame. Lots of fun stuff happening down there. Giant obstacle course of thieving and agility over a huge area, rewarding you with a cosmetic rogue's armor. That is no longer a thing. It was removed in 2011 and replaced with the Flash Powder Factory, which also not great. It's definitely something though. What still exists here though is that shop, fire, and wall safes, which using our stethoscope here, we can crack the wall safes and get a variety of things. Mostly coins and some gems. Not exactly a quick way of getting either of those things though. Is a thing though. No, here you go. And sometimes you can fail. So, it's something. It's giant spikes in the floor, my goodness. So that's definitely a thing. even if the Rogue's Den existed, we really would not be able to make use of it, since going in there does not allow you to bring any things, and then you get the armor, and that's a thing. Only reason it works in old school is that you can put individual pieces of outfits into storage. And it actually does something there too, so it's something. Mostly what we get here is a shop that has lockpicks in it, which is pretty convenient, all things considered. But we need to just move on some more. On June 27th, 2005, the trim was returned to trimmed plate skirts. Wasn't trimmed, partially trimmed. It's back to how it should be. There's a bug in the Rogue's Den here. Going through the contortion bars would lower your stats by too much if other people were there. All quite a mess. And you can no longer walk across the stepping stones in Castle Wars after someone has bound or snared you. So that's good. And now, finally, we get to the next quest. We did a whole mini quest, but that's not a quest. It's time for Recruitment Drive. Requires a whopping 3 herblore here. Oh boy. Which actually originally was Druidic Ritual, which gave 3 herblore. It also required Black Knight's Fortress, but that was also completely reworked and no longer relevant to this quest. But we've done both those things, so that's fine. Required items, none. But you'll need to visit the Makeover Mage to change your gender if you are not already female. That's a whole mechanic here. It's also happening. We just need to defeat a level 7 enemy, but not be able to wield weapons or armor. I think we can easily defeat a level 7, so that's not going to be a problem. Let's head on over to Falador with the last of our air runes here. Just have to grab some more if we want to teleport again. There's a shop down in Port Sarum. Won't be a problem. And start our quest over here at the giant pile of quest symbols on the map here. Future quests do exist with certification. Certification, even. Also, this is still a thing. We can sit on his lap. Sit down with Sir Tiffy in Falador Park. Probably actually meant for us to sit on this part of the bench for that achievement. No, that just still sits with him. Can we walk a step over here and try again? There we go. That's less weird. We can't sit on this bench originally. It's just hilarious. Hey, Sir Tiffy. How you doing? Hello. What ho, sire? Spiffing day for a walk in the park, what? Spiffing? Absolutely top hole. Well, can't stay and chat all day, don't you know? Ta-ta for now. Goodbye. Doesn't actually start here. We need to go back to where somebody talked to for Black Knight's Fortress, which you no longer talk to for Black Knight's Fortress. So, it just starts over here. Oh, these White Knights. Chillin'. Please ignore everything happening here in the White Knight's Castle Courtyard. Nothing to see here. Spoilers. Spoilers all over the place, I swear. Up and up again to talk to Sir Emic Vars. I seek a quest. Quests, eh? Well, I don't have anything on the go at the moment, but there is an organization that's always looking for capable adventurers to assist them. Would you like me to put your name forward to them? Recruitment drive. Accept quest. Well, this is a little embarrassing. I already have put you forward as a potential member. They're called the Temple Knights, and you are to meet Sir Tiffy Cashin in Falador Park for testing immediately. I'll go do that then. And now we can talk to Sir Tiffy. Amazing. Back out of the castle here. Could teleport to Falador from here. Save a little bit of time. But that'd be a little bit of a waste of law runes. And also, we don't have any air runes right now, so eh. Back to Sir Tiffy. Right over here. Sir Tiffy Cashin. Sir Emic Vars sent me to meet you here for some sort of testing. Ah, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. Emic told me all about you, don't you know? Said you were a spiffing candidate. Absolutely first class. He said that, did he? Well, not in those exact words, but you get my point, what? A top-notch fellow like yourself is just the right sort we've been looking for our organization. So, are you ready to begin testing? Testing? What exactly do you mean by testing? Jolly bad show. Vars was supposed to have informed you about all this before sending you here. Well, not your fault, I suppose, what? Anywho, our organization is looking for a certain specific type of person to join. So, you want me to go kill some monster or something for you? Not at all, old bean. There's plenty of warriors around, should we require dumb muscle. That's really not the kind of thing our organization is after, what? So you want me to go and fetch you some kind of common item, then take it for delivery somewhere on the other side of the country? Because I really hate doing that. Ha ha ha. What a dull thing to ask of someone, what? I know what you mean, though. I did my fair share of running errands when I was a young adventurer myself. So, what exactly will this test consist of? Can't just let any old riffraff in, what? The mindless thugs and bully boys are best left in the White Knights, or the City Guard. We look for top-shelf brains to join us. You want to test my brains? Will it hurt? That's a good one. Not in the slightest. Well, maybe a bit. We all have to make sacrifices occasionally, what? What do you want me to do, then? It's a test of wits, what? I'll take you to our secret training grounds, and you will have to pass through a series of 5 separate intelligence tests to prove you're our sort of adventurer. Standard puzzle rooms. Rules will apply. What are standard puzzle room rules, exactly? Never done this sort of thing before, what? The simple rules are, no items or equipment to be brought with you. Each room is a self-contained puzzle. You may quit at any time. Of course, if you quit a room, then all your progress up to that point will be cleared, and you'll have to start again from scratch. Our organization manages to filter all the top-notch adventurers this way. So are you ready to go? Your organization, you keep mentioning. Perhaps you could tell me a little bit about it? Oh, that Amic. Jolly bad for him. Did he not tell you anything he was supposed to? No, he didn't really tell me anything, except to come here and meet you. Well now, old sport, let me give you the heads up and the lowdown, what? I represent the Temple Knights. We are a premier order of knights in Asgarnia, if not the world. Sir Doman himself personally founded our order centuries ago, and we answer only to him. Only the very best of the best are permitted to join, and the powers we command are formidable indeed. You might say that we are the front line of defense for the entire kingdom. So what's the difference between you and the White Knights? Well, in simple terms, we're better. Any fool with a sword can manage to get into the White Knights, which is mostly the reason they are so very, very incompetent, what? The Temple Knights, on the other hand, have to be smarter, stronger, and better than all others. We are the elite. No man controls us, for our orders come directly from Sir Doman himself. According to Sir Valance, our head of operations, that he is, he claims that everything he tells us to do is done with Sir Doman's implicit permission. It's not every job where you have more authority than the king, though, is it? Wait, you can order the king around? Well, not me personally. I'm only the recruitment side of things, don't you know? But the higher-ranking members of the organization have almost absolute power over this kingdom. Plus a few others, so I hear. Anyway, this is why we keep our organization shrouded in secrecy, and why we demand such rigorous testing for all potential recruits. Speaking of which, are you ready to begin your testing? Yes, let's go. Sounds right up my street. Well, bad luck, old boy. You'll need to have a completely empty inventory, and you can't be wearing any equipment before we can accurately test you. Don't want people cheating by smuggling stuff in, what? That includes things carried by familiars, too. Come and see me again after you've been to the old bank to drop your stuff off, what? And that's going to be, obviously, a huge problem for us. losing everything I own is a pretty big deal. But I've been preparing for this for literally years here. We're going to need nature runes. Lots and lots of nature runes. Using these, we can cast High Alchemy on most of our things. With the Fire Staff from Varrock to save fire runes. Alch the Green D'Hide Body. Alch the Green D'Hide Chaps. Alch the Green D'Hide Band Braces. Alch the Amulet of Defense. Alch the Ring of Life. Second Ring of Life we've gotten rid of recently. Just sold the one we got from Lost Tribe. Alch this one. Alch the RuneScape, I guess. Drop the cowl. Drop the boots. Guess we can hold on to the boots for now. It doesn't make a huge difference. I don't think the red energy is going to be a problem. Not worry about that. And that leaves us with plenty of money still, which is still a problem. So we're going to go and buy more nature runes. We can keep some of this money by going back to our kingdom in Miscellanea. We can store 5,000 coins in the coffer. Now, if we are unlucky and it ticks over to the next cycle, they will absolutely take 50,000 of our coins. But the potential of losing 50,000 coins while being able to save the other 4,950,000, 100% worth it. 100% worth it. But all that crafting we did set us a little bit above the 5 million mark. So what we need to do is buy more nature runes here. Nature runes. And that's still not getting us quite under the 5 mil. So we're going to need to purchase more nature runes than that even. But, obviously, now we have these nature runes, we're going to go do something with them. Over in Falador. And for inventory sake here, I'm going to just sell the rest of the stuff here too. The water, earth, and fire runes. Lose a bit of money buying these from the rune shop, sell them back again. But it's something. So that leaves us with law runes, which are going to be required for teleporting back over. That's fine. The pickaxe, the nature runes, and the crystal bow, which, unfortunately, due to a bug with free-to-play and crystal stuff, is unalchable. Still has 40% of its charges left, which is wild for the amount we used it, since it has way more charges than it normally would. But we can't have anything, and a crystal bow is something. So it's just going to be dropped on the ground. Served us very well, getting 80 ranged. And we can always get it back for 1,000,000 coins. So, not lost forever. But now, with our pickaxe and staff here, we are going to go and make just a ton of steel dart tips, like we've done before. And unfortunately, we make the steel dart tips, and then we make the steel darts, we'll end up having more money again. If we think about this, we're going to have the dart tips and the geodes, so yeah, it's still another perfect number here. So if we have the crystal bow, we'd be able to do one less bar per trip, so not too worth it. We'll just end up whacking the chickens with rune pickaxe, or we got the money. We could technically go buy some feathers. Don't need to be too cheap here. Yeah, go through all these nature runes, get some darts together, sell the darts, see how we're doing again, and continue that process until we have the correct amount of money left. So this is going to be some smithing XP, which is good. Lots and lots of smithing, and mining, and a bit of magic, and fletching. Good stuff. 66 smithing. That is heat cap of orichalcum raised by 100. Heat cap and orichalcum are mining and smithing rework things. Instead, we can now make mithril plate legs and mithril plate skirts. Slightly less exciting. And the smithing is done. 66.5, basically. There is 29,600 steel dart tips. But we make 50 instead of 10, so we only get 1/5 of those. So 5,290. Also got a bunch of geodes, which more than makes up for 1 gem. Real gem, actually. Emerald. There we go. More or less. Close enough. Anyways. We've got all these dart tips, and we need 5,920 feathers now. If my math is close enough, we can afford to purchase some feathers. But not all of them. So we are going to go and hit some chickens with a rune pickaxe, I guess. Because I don't think our punches would constantly one hit. 1,000 feathers. Coming right up. Rune pickaxe is not a good weapon. Can't even one hit chickens. Anyways. Now we need to go buy the other 4,900. Luckily, there's a lot of feather shops. Pour Serum. Relica. Miscellanea. Exectaria. And the Fishing Guild. But not all the feathers at the Fishing Guild. Trying to make this just right. If we can. And we need 15 more. That should be good. Okay, there's all the darts. Cut the emerald. Going to alch the rune pickaxe. And then, using these fire runes I got, alch the fire staff. Brilliant. Train the shop assistant here. Sell the emerald and the chiselback and 3 law runes and the darts. Drop the rest of the darts right over here. Wish to drop it. Looking good. Withdraw the money here. We have 5,004,000 coins. Just about perfect. So now we just need to go do something with 5 million coins. The only thing we can do. It was the plan all along. Storing it in our kingdom. We have not been here or helped at all in weeks. That's okay. They're still perfectly capable of holding on to our coins for us. We're just going to manage here. Subjects are distributing their effort into nothing. Deposit 5 million coins. Perfect. And we will see if they end up taking some of our money. Still better than nothing here. Then we're back to Falador. And now we have no teleports back here, so we're going to need to deal with that later. One last thing we have to go deal with, though. We've got these coins here to go to the Makeover Mage. Technically, it might still be free because of the whole changes and stuff. But we are going to pay the 3,000 coins that it would have been. And then it's also, again, made completely free later, forever. So there's not actually going to be any charge here. But we got enough money, we can just drop that on the ground. Call it good. We're paying for the services here. It's all working out. Right over to the Makeover Mage. And then we're gonna have to walk back to Falador, since we have nothing. It's a whole situation. Makeover Mage. Hello there. I'm known as the Makeover Mage. I've spent many years researching magics that can change your physical appearance. I call it a makeover. Would you like me to perform my magics on you? Sure, do it. You, of course, agree that if by some accident you are turned into a frog, you have no right for compensation or refund. Fair. Select this. Whoa! What? You still look human. Thanks, I guess. There we go. Still looking absolutely wild with the glowing eyes we got going on, but living the dream. Living the dream. And that is, drop the coins. Nothing. Worn or in the inventory. Future times, when we won't be allowed to have coins, we're gonna have things we could actually, like, spend the coins on. Just very nice that this exists already. Or else we wouldn't have been stacking up that many coins. Probably would have spent it all on nature runes. Got a lot more smithing levels. But this all works out. This all works out. I'm back to Sir Tiffy. Not chopping that tree, we don't have an axe. Don't be silly. Sir Vars sent me to meet you here for some sort of testing. Ah, hardcore ultimate Ironman Artic. Eric told me all about you, don't you know? Said you were a spiffing candidate, absolutely first class. He said that, did he? Not those exact words, but you get my point. What? Indeed. Here we go. Yes. Let's go. Sounds right up my street. Jolly good show. Now the training grounds location is a secret, so blindfolded. Here we go. Mind your head. Oops, ignore that smell. Nearly there. And here we are. Best of luck. Greetings, hardcore ultimate Ironman Artic. I am here to test your wits with a simple riddle. Here is my riddle. I estimate there to be 1 million inhabitants in the world of Gillinor, creatures and people both. What number would you get if you multiply the number of fingers on everything's left hand to the nearest million? Multiplying all the fingers? Multiply the fingers by each other? It's definitely a little bit of a loose, open-ended riddle there. I'd say it's going to be 0. If you multiply something like a snake's fingers that has 0 fingers, multiply that 0 by anything, you get 0. Excellent work, hardcore ultimate Ironman Artic. Please step through the portal to meet your next challenge. And it's a whole series of challenges here. Not just one riddle. That'd be too easy. Alright, here we're in this building. Welcome, hardcore ultimate Artic. Study the statues closely. There's one missing. Got the white mace. We have 10 seconds to memorize the statues starting now. She was saying a bunch of stuff, but we're already on the ball here. And the chat dialogue for that has to auto-scroll, or you could just stand here forever. Now dim the lights and bring back the missing statue. This such a statue you think has been added. White mace. There you go. Excellent work, hardcore ultimate Ironman Artic. Please step through the portal to meet your next challenge. Could have, like, regular dialogue, and, like, not have the statues visible for the first part, but that's fine. Ah, hardcore ultimate Ironman Artic. You're finally here. Your task for this room is to defeat Sir Lee. He has been blessed by Sir Noman to be undefeatable by any man, so it should be quite the challenge for you. Also, we have to note all their names. This is Circumference. There was Misinterpret. It's all puns. It's always a good time. Blessed by Sir Noman to be undefeatable by any man, you say. If you're having problems, remember, a true warrior uses his wits as much as his brawn. Fight smarter, not harder. No man may defeat me, says Sir Lee. Yeah, there. Ah ha ha ha, you can never defeat me. I'm blessed by Sir Noman himself. No man may defeat me. Yeah, about that. I'm gonna hit you in 2 hits here. Maybe 3. Anyways, he's gone. I'm sure he's fine. Excellent work, hardcore ultimate Ironman Artic. Please step through the portal to meet your next challenge. That is 3. Here. And Suspicious. Welcome, Hardcore Automaton Artic. Hello there. What am I supposed to be doing in this room? Well, your task is to take this fox, this chicken, and this bag of wheat across the bridge there to the other side of the room. When you've done that, your task is complete. Is that it? Well, it's not quite as simple as that may sound. Firstly, you may only carry one of the objects across the room at a time, for the bridge is old and fragile. Secondly, the fox wants to eat that chicken, and the chicken wants to eat the wheat. Should you ever leave the fox unattended with the chicken, or the wheat unattended with the chicken, then one of them will be eaten, and you'll be unable to complete the test. Okay, I'll see what I can do. We really only have one choice here at the start. Pick up the chicken. Which, delightfully, we actually are picking up the chicken. So that's fantastic. Cross the precarious bridge. Chicken in hand. Having a great time. And put it down here. Back across. Grab the fox. Which we also hold amazingly. These are arms basically going straight through it. Close enough. We're not encumbered by the fox at all. It's looking absolutely wild. Old graphics. We got some. And bring the chicken back. Not the most difficult bring things across a bridge puzzle that we're going to be facing. But that's later. Grab the grain. There's a nice big ol' grain right here. Remove the grain. Now this side's fine. Cross back one more time to get the chicken. You really only have, technically you have two options. Whether you bring the fox across second or the grain across second. Fundamentally the same difference, so that's okay. Congratulations, you've solved this room's puzzle. Ta-da! So it's been very easy so far. What could go wrong? Greetings, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. Welcome to my challenge. All you need to do is leave from the opposite door to where you came in by. I will warn you that this is more complicated than it may first appear. I should also warn you that there are limited supplies of the items in this room, so think carefully before using them, or you may find yourself stuck and have to leave to start again. Best of luck. Alright. So we got things. Grab all the things. We got a vial, a spade. We got bookshelves. Has a magnet. This one has nothing. 2 vials. I will take both of them. A vial. Yep. Got acetic acid, vial liquid, cupric sulfate. This has a vial of gypsum. Another vial on another shelf. This one is sodium chloride. Crates have some wire. And this crate has a tin. Chest has shears. Another crate with nothing. Crate with nothing. Crate with a chisel. Vial on this shelf of nitrous oxide. Vial on this shelf of tin ore powder. A vial on this shelf. We got some cupric ore powder. 3 vials on this shelf. Take them all. Liquid, liquid, liquid. Vial of something labeled dihydrogen monoxide. Of course. This shelf has nothing. And this shelf has a knife. We also have a key chained to the wall here, and a Bunsen burner. Study the stone door. There's a stone slab here obstructing the door. There's a small hole in the slab that looks like it might be for a handle. So, first thing we need to do is make a handle for this door. With all these things. My goodness. Can you give me any help? No, I'm sorry. That's forbidden by our rules. If you're having a particularly tough time of it, I suggest you leave and come back later when you're in a more receptive frame of mind. Sometimes a break from concentration will yield fresh insight. Our aim is to test you, but not to the point of frustration. Okay, thanks. Please, I'm really stuck. Is there anything you can do to help me? Well, look, I really shouldn't say anything about this room, but when I was attempting to join the Temple Knights, I myself had to do this puzzle myself. It was slightly different, but the idea behind it was the same. I left the notes I had made while doing it hidden in one of the bookcases. If you look carefully, you may find them, and they may be of some use to you. I really can't be any more help than that, I'm afraid. It is more than my job's worth to have given you the help I already have. Okay, thanks a lot. You've been very helpful. Best of luck with the test, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. I hope your application is successful. Find those hints. Alchemical notes. Reactions of all the different things we have here. Acetic acid and cupric sulfate, endothermic. The cupric is in insufficient quantities to cause any noticeable reaction. Acetic acid and gypsum, endothermic. Made a particularly bad smell, but little else that was productive. Acetic acid and sodium chloride, endothermic. Very tasty when combined with fried potatoes at room temperature. Acetic acid and dihydrogen monoxide, endothermic. The dihydrogen monoxide served only to dilute the acetic acid at room temperature. Acetic acid and cupric ore powder, endothermic. The powdered form of cupric ore allowed a lower than usual melting temperature. The end result product was non-usable. Acetic acid and tin ore powder, endothermic. Similar results to those made with cupric ore. Cupric sulfate and dihydrogen monoxide, exothermic. A blue compound was produced along with heat. Cupric sulfate and gypsum, endothermic. At room temperature, no useful product was created. Cupric sulfate and sodium chloride, endothermic. A pungent odor was released when combined. Cupric sulfate and cupric ore powder, endothermic. The cupric did not react with each other at room temperature. Cupric sulfate and tin ore powder. Similar results to those shown with cupric ore, despite the increased solubility involved with the powdered form. Gypsum and dihydrogen monoxide, exothermic. A white liquid compound was formed that quickly cooled at room temperature to a white, heat-resistant solid, very similar to plaster. Heat was also produced, although not in the same quantity as cupric sulfate with dihydrogen monoxide. Gypsum and sodium chloride, endothermic. The two did not seem to noticeably mix together at room temperature. Gypsum and cupric ore, endothermic. The gypsum seemed quite resistant to most compounds at normal room temperature. Gypsum and tin ore, endothermic. Again, very similar results as those shown with cupric ore. Sodium chloride and dihydrogen monoxide, endothermic. At room temperature, the sodium chloride dissolves quite easily. Dissolution is faster at higher temperatures. Sodium chloride and cupric ore, endothermic. No visible combination at room temperature. Sodium chloride and tin ore, endothermic. Another very similar result as with cupric ore powder and tin ore powder, endothermic. When both ores are in particulate form, a much lower than usual bonding temperature can be obtained. When combined at a moderate heat, laboratory heating apparatus, is able to form liquid bronze quite easily, which cooled to form a standard bronze bar at a temperature far lower than that required to produce in mass at a furnace. Nitrous monoxide was not able to perform any experimentation using this substance, as the gaseous form would always escape when the vial was opened. So we can obviously disregard any of the no visible, anything happening. Pretty much the ones that have longer bits of text are the ones that are important here. So we need to make a handle for this door here. At least that's the first step. Metal spade on the Bunsen burner to burn away the handle, leaving us with a spade. Metal spade, get rid of the handle to use it as a handle. Makes sense. Use that on the door here. It's nearly a perfect fit. Slide the spade into the hole in the stone. We pull the spade now, comes loose and slides out of the hole. So we need to get the spade stuck in there, clearly. We got a few combinations that will work nicely here. Things that get stuck here or heated up a little bit should work good. We've got all these different things. Use the cupric sulfate on the door here. Just pour it on the flat part of the spade. And then a vial of dihydrogen monoxide. Something causes a reaction when mixed. Spade gets hotter and expands slightly. Pull the burning spade and one door down. Next up, we walk through this door, open this one, but it's locked shut. A door lets you walk through walls, but only when it's not locked, obviously. So we've got the key over here. We need to get the key, but it's got massive chains here. We don't have anything that could fix that problem. So what we need to do is get the key imprint. Using the plaster-like substance that we learned about in the book, take the gypsum and a vial of water in the tin here. Use the tin on the key. Make an impression of the key as the white mixture hardens. Made a lumpy white mixture, and it also makes warm. And make sure we get the key impression before it hardened, of course. Now, we need to take the ore powder here on the Bunsen burner. Slightly warmer, nothing that helped. Cupric ore and tin ore powder. Just pour it into the impression here. Use the tin, heat it up, make a duplicate key out of bronze. Not the first bronze key we've dealt with, although it has been a while. And we'll just get that out of here with a chisel or a knife. And then we have a bronze key. We'll walk through open door. Open the next door. Works perfectly. And we are through. Delightful. Oh, jolly well done. You performed. Your performance will need to be evaluated by survey, personally, but I don't think it's going too far ahead of myself to welcome you to the team. Quest completed. That's really all there is. 1 quest point, 1,000 herbal XP, 1,000 agility XP, 1,000 per XP, access to Temple Knight Initiate armor and a free Initiate helm, and the Gaze of Saradomin. Amazing. Can you explain the Gaze of Saradomin to me? Don't really understand this Gaze of Saradomin thing. Think you could explain what it does for me? Certainly, milady. As you know, we Temple Knights are personally favored by Saradomin himself. And when I say personally favored, I don't mean that sometime in the future he's going to buy us all a drink. He watches over us, and when we die, we're offered the chance to respawn in Falador Castle, ready to get on with our adventures. Now this doesn't happen if we die in especially evil places like the wilderness, but it can be a big help if you're out slaying dragons or whatnot. Our equipment isn't protected any more than usual, but it's a small price to pay to be hale and hearty again, what? Thank you. There's something else You want to ask, good old Tiffy, my lady. Can I buy some armor? Of course, dear gal. I can sell it to initiate level items only, I'm afraid. Here is the full initiate set. We got a Huez, a Hauberk, Tassets, we got a Sallet. So, living the dream. Initiate has a bit of a prayer bonus, which is always a good time. That'll be a loadout here. 2 prayer bonus. You'd love to see it. It also looks like something. Unfortunately, we don't have the 100% protection prayers, so prayer bonus is not quite as good as it used to be. Anyways, the XP is now in lamp form, so there's 1,000 prayer XP, 1,000 Herbler XP, and 1,000 agility XP. It's a little bit. I can work with that. And now, that is quest complete. So we're going to need to deal with our current situation here. Next time. Goodbye.